cure them?
No. We still have to get.
That's right. They did do Return to Dreamland Deluxe or whatever.
But also, Kirby isn't exactly... It's like a Nintendo property, but it's also handled by HAL Laboratories. So it's sort of like a second-party thing.
Yeah.
Sort of like how Fire Emblem operates, where it's like, it's a Nintendo property, but it's a second-party studio, like, handling everything.
But anyway, the Wii U was going to be the next big, crazy collector thing. And there's, like Trev said, there's still some games. But it never went as crazy as I thought, because the only reason you would collect for Wii U is if you're going to be like, I'm going to collect every game, which is definitely possible. There's a couple very expensive ones, but it's definitely possible.
The other big problem is that the Wii U is a garbage system. And
also true.
It's not garbage in like the interesting, fun way like the Virtual Boy.
Definitely is
the Wii U is just boring and bad.
True. And also annoying. Boy, Nintendo was not doing very well about 10 years ago.
Yep.
It's crazy how much game companies can turn things around. I mean, PlayStation was like truly on death's door in the late 2000s. Anyway, after being on top of the world in the early 2000s. And now they're on top of the world again. Simply because Xbox is so unbelievably stupid. Or Microsoft, whatever.
Really? Then what?
BROTHAH.
Idiots.
It's weird because Microsoft is really failing in the video game space, but Sony at this point is only a PlayStation company. Like almost all of their other ventures and hardware and like movies and everything else, like Sony's doing really bad.
Definitely movies. A lot of their movies are flops and nonsense, and
the only thing that Sony has is that they have like most of the rights to Spider-Man. So when like the MCU does like some like $2 billion box office Spider-Man movie, Sony gets a substantial cut of that. But like that's the only property they have that is worth like anything.
Maybe I have this wrong, but I think they make really quality cameras.
They do. If you buy a smartphone, usually it's a Sony sensor in it too.
Okay. Because I've talked to a couple, we have a couple customers who are photographers, and I'm always like, what do you use? And they're like, I wish I could use a Sony. But like they're like unbelievably expensive or whatever.
Yeah, if you buy like a Samsung phone and most Android phones, maybe even iPhones, at least in the past, iPhones use Sony sensors, so that sort of props them up.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, they really are.
Your wolves to my show,
And then Microsoft like has infinite money from everything that isn't
like
video games.
Yeah, they can easily just fold the Xbox and still be Microsoft and be fine.
I didn't think a pencil.
I hope they don't, because I do not want a world where there's only two video game systems out there. And because they're so different, Nintendo and PlayStation, it would allow Nintendo. Nintendo already does whatever the F they want, to be honest with you. But it would allow PlayStation to even more do whatever the F it wants. And that is not good. That's almost a monopoly on the game world for both of them, if that makes sense, because they're so separate companies.
There's a spy among us. Mantis is dead.
Remember that deep throat codec call that sounded exactly like Ocelot? I wonder who it is.
We're short-handed, so make this
probably
torture show of yours as short as possible.
Actually, it's still Psycho Mantis.
It's Vulcan Raven.
This is
not even here.
You know what's funny? In the MGS series...
See you later,
BROTHAH. Sometimes there's characters that are like, I just want to know more about. Like, sometimes there's characters that, like, overstay their welcome way too much. But, like, one off the top of my head, in MGS 3, I forget his name. The one where you walk through the river of the soldiers you killed, the Sorrow, I want to say?
Yeah. Oh. I thought she did something else. I was like, what?
Merle.
Cup check. Merle. But, like, the Sorrow is, like, barely in... I mean, he's dead already, but barely in that game. And then you find out that, like... Isn't he, like, Big Boss's dad or something? Or, like, was with the boss or something like that.
I think it was the boss's lover. I think.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
Right. But it's like that's so cool, and his like boss stuff is so cool. But he's like just literally like in it for like one scene, and you're like, oh, okay. And there's others like the Fury. I think the Fury's the one with
Once she picks a target, she doesn't think
the
about
flamethrower,
else.
and it's like the spaceman, and I'm like, that's really cool. And he's in like one scene, and you're like, oh, okay, never mind.
She kills them. Finally.
Because he has these amazing ideas. Like Fat Man is another amazing idea, and he's pretty much in that one scene. Although it's potentially the most memorable scene in MGS2.
They do.
It probably is.
I think they do flesh out Fat Man enough because he is like the protege of whatever that guy's name is. The bomb disposal guy.
Yeah. Ames? It might be Ames.
It's not Ames.
It's not Ames.
It's the
Where are my things?
African American man.
Oh, don't worry. They're all there.
I'm too curious now.
But some of the other characters, like, Washington, I just cannot think of names right now. But the girl with the magnetic powers, she's not fleshed out at all in MGS2. And I think in MGS3 it's even worse because they clearly focused like almost exclusively on the boss. But Vol'jin is really boring. The Pain is basically not a character. The Fury is basically not a character.
The Colonel.
Peter Stillman, by the way, I never would have.
And then in MGS4, the Beauty and the Beast are the least fleshed out by far.
The characters that you fight in the later part of the game, like there's one that you fight in like an auditorium. I don't remember a single thing about that character, and it's one of the main bosses. I don't remember a single thing about it. Now, granted, it's been years, but it's also been years since I played MGS2, and I remember everything about Fat Man. You know.
Is Meryl okay? She's not dead.
It is weird. They do in MGS3, like it's a pretty long game, obviously, but they go on and on about what do they call the group of them? The Fury, the Sorrow, all
What's
that.
The trick behind that key?
I do not remember.
They have a name, but they go on and on about them. But then you like meet them for like a scene, and then they're like just dead and done.
Yeah.
Hell if I know.
MGS4 is the absolute worst with it. The Beauty and the Beast Corp. They just show up, you kill them, and then the arms dealer guy. The arms dealer guy comes up and tells you a bedtime story about them. So you only get exposition about them when they are dead. It is the worst idea ever.
That's so dumb.
Another reason why I hate MGS4.
Also, Cobra Unit.
Right.
For MGS3, I would not have remembered that. But yeah, that's... Yeah, it's like you see them, you kill them easily, and then it's like, yes.
So this isn't hard at all, but if you succumb to Ocelot's torture, then Meryl dies.
Press the surrender button to submit. When your life reaches 0, the game is over. There are no continues, my friend.
I don't know if this is harder.
Auto-fire, or I'll know.
I love it.
Snake.
I don't know if this is harder on the PS1. I mean, it's been like at least 10 years since I played it, but this is so easy.
So what?
I remember on whatever the ultimate hardest mode is, it's really tough.
You really want to try?
I'm playing on normal, but I guess I'm not playing on big boss mode.
I won't tell. Why don't you just give up?
Not that I would ever play it on that, but I remember like it being really difficult as I don't know, watching a video on it before.
Doesn't Raiden also get like in this exact situation? I think it's way harder in MGS2.
It might be.
As a means of torture. Hey, French films are all right, but I don't care about that crap.
Ooh.
You're a tough guy, Snake.
Snake
Snake
knows Kino.
You're no POW. You're a hostage. There's no Geneva Convention. No one is coming to save you. Starting to feel a little scared? Good. You should be. Okay. Good. Let's get started.
Dang, Ocelot is just not going to have a hand for the rest of his life. Pretty crazy.
How did you
Start
like
plus
that?
A.
Shall we go again?
What if this part was so hardcore that if you, like, lost, it, literally, like, reset your save data?
It's like a Yoko Taro thing.
They do that in those, like, Until Dawn type games. Like, they have, like, instant saves when you, like, make a decision.
Well,
which I kind of like, because that's the whole purpose of the game, is essentially a choose-your-own-adventure book.
Yeah, and there definitely should be, like, you can't, like, just reload a save or whatever. I think there should be, like, permanence to games
who else
like
could
that.
shoot down two F-16s with a chopper?
That was it, by the way?
Terrible project was not a total
Or does he do it again?
You have to do it one more time.
He is the one
I was gonna say, because that, like, you didn't even get near half.
into a reality.
The second time, it's not even close. I think it's really easy. I guess I'm an okay masher. Like, I remember when we played Mario Party, those match games I'd usually win, but I don't think I'm, like, good compared to, like, a lot of people.
Do you do one finger or do you do two fingers?
Just thumb.
I usually do, I think both my pointer fingers. I'm trying it right now. I think that's what I would do. If I'm just hitting one button.
Looks like I got a roommate.
Who dat?
Me mirroring Snake's chiseled Chad body.
It can't be.
Holy crap.
The DARPA chief. What a stench.
Looks like he's been there a while, so you know.
This is proof that the DARPA chief that you saw just earlier today was Decoy Octopus. Because he can't possibly be that decomposing after one, not even like
are you okay?
a couple hours.
Yeah.
Better.
How?
Where's Meryl?
Why would they leave the body in there?
Damn.
Because they don't care.
I guess.
I know. Snake, the government has decided not to give in to their demands.
Base.
We're trying to buy some more time.
Literally
Come
never
on,
negotiate with
Why don't you
terrorists.
stop playing dumb? I'm sorry about Meryl, but I want the lies to end now.
What are you talking about?
It's like every time an
Metal Gear was
American
designed
goes to
to
North
launch a new
Korea
type of
and, like,
nuclear warhead, wasn't
sneezes,
it?
and then the North Korean government's like, up 50 years in jail. And then, like,
Why
the
did you
American
try to
government
hide
has
it?
to, like, give them something. And it's
sorry.
like, okay, I have an
Can't tell
idea
the green
to
side.
every American out there. In fact,
You've
everyone
changed
who's not a
laws.
North Korean.
Metal
don't go to
Gear,
North
secret
Korea.
advanced nuclear weapons
Right?
research.
Yeah, North Korea
Does the White
also
House
likes
know
to
about
wave
this?
their nukes
How deep
around to
does
be
it
like,
go?
hey, we have
As
nukes,
far
fear
as
us.
I know, as of yesterday.
And I, like,
the president
literally
has not
every
been
country
briefed
but,
about
like,
the Rex
3,
project.
if they, like,
Need to
actually
know
did anything, would be
basics.
like,
Is that
okay, you're
the
dead. You know what I mean?
These are sensitive times.
I was thinking about it the other day. I was
Even
watching a
some
video
critical tests are causing
on,
quite a stir.
Plausible deniability,
What's-
huh?
Yes. And tomorrow, the president
Dubai, I
and his
think,
Russian
in
counterpart
Saudi
are
Arabia.
scheduled to sign the
And,
START Accord.
just about how, like, it's, like,
That's the reason
a
for
pretty
the
much a
deadline.
fake city that
That's
they
right.
just made,
And that's why we
so
can't let
they
this
could bring, like, a
terrorist
bunch of
attack
rich
go
people
public.
in, and,
We still haven't even ratified
there's a
START
whole bunch of
2
nonsense
or
with
dealt
it. They're,
the
like,
issue of TMD.
super strict
This has
with
to
the
do with the
government to any
president's
of their, like,
reputation.
citizens.
And America's
But if, like, a
place as
really
the
rich
dominant
influencer
superpower.
comes in, they can
Sure,
essentially do
you turned to
anything.
black ops.
So they just, like, they turn a blind eye
Please, Snake,
to everything
just
except for,
stop
like,
them.
someone who
Serve
steals a
your
loaf of
interests.
bread, and then they, like,
Because
you know,
we're
kill the person who
relying
stole a
on
loaf
you.
of bread or whatever.
In that case,
And I was
tell me
like,
the
you
truth
know,
about this new type of
there's a lot of
nuclear
places in
warhead.
the world I'd want to
I
visit, but
told
there's
you
also a
before.
lot of places
I
I
don't
just
know the
would
details.
never,
I
ever,
don't
ever, for
either.
you literally could not pay me to be
If
like,
the
we're going to
situation
Saudi
is so
Arabia. I'd be like,
serious, why
no.
don't you give
I
in to
would
their
literally
demands?
just,
Let
like,
them have big
swear
bosses'
by accident, and
brains.
they'd be like,
You
40
see,
years in
Or
jail.
is there some
And I'd be
reason
like,
that you can't do that?
okay.
Something
One
you
other
haven't
random
told me
country,
about.
while we're talking about like
President
stuff like
adopted a
this,
firm
is
public
Turkey
stance vis-a-vis bioethics.
has like one of the
We
worst
don't want the
dictatorships
existence of the
disguised
Army to go
as a
public.
democracy in the
And
world.
that's the only
They
reason.
technically have a president and a prime minister, but like the government is run by one guy
sorry.
who can like sign
The
his own
corpse of the
bills.
DARPA chief is lying
And like
right
recently,
here
like
next to
within the
me.
last like year or two, he like
Oh,
signed
man.
like the entire
But it's
treasury to his
strange.
name,
He looks
and he also
smells
silences
like he's
his
been dead for days.
opposition
All his
and
blood's been drained out too.
controls the media. If anyone's interested, you should look up the president of Turkey and read everything. The Wikipedia article is pretty good. But it is crazy. It is like just the most like blatant Fox democracy in the world, but it's just a dictatorship.
That's that's happening a lot nowadays with these like Turkey-like countries where they how do I say it?
Damn.
Nowadays more than ever they're trying to shut everything down like internet-wise. So like, you know, your North Koreas, your Turkeys, you can't like have free internet to be like, hey, this guy's a dictator, I live in Turkey. Like they'd be like, oh, and this person disappeared. Isn't that weird? They just disappeared.
I don't know where the other
They're like I would love my number one place to go would be like England, maybe Ireland because it's right there or whatever. But like Russia couldn't pay me. Turkey couldn't pay me. Africa anywhere except for maybe Egypt because I would really love to see like the pyramids and stuff. But even then, if I went to a place like Egypt, I would hire like a good translator / guide. Like people who just go to places like that and are like, I'm just gonna go see the pyramids. It's like, yeah, I'm just gonna like get some disease and die out there. No thanks. Actually, I'd also really like to go to Australia.
Damn, I caught a cold.
Because I feel like, is this Johnny?
That witch, she took my clothes.
It literally is Johnny. Huh.
So,
hey,
Johnny
shut up in there, will ya?
got beaten up by Meryl and took her clothes, and she took his clothes. And then, like, 10 years later, they got married because of PeePeePooPoo guy.
Because of epic fan service. Everyone wanted to see Meryl get married to the epic poo-poo man. There's literally nothing I can do about it.
Do you get the tomato sauce in here?
We get it later.
Oh, okay.
What are you playing around with?
Johnny. I would actually, I know it's still in America, but I would actually like to visit Alaska.
Shut up in there, will ya?
What? I just...
Punches the air. Shut up. Beaver, shut up. Dude, I'd like to visit Alaska during the 24-hour night cycle. Not the 24-hour day cycle. I'd freaking die.
It's showtime.
Yeah, apparently Alaska is like one of the most beautiful places in the entire world.
I could literally live there. I know Ash never would because if it's less than 70 degrees, she's like, it's the coldest thing ever, but I'd live there.
I'll tell you once.
You pretty much make a lot of money there because nobody wants to live there.
Yeah, as long as...
I think the government of Alaska gives you a stipend for just living there.
Yeah, I could definitely live in Alaska as long as I can live in a house with internet.
That's true.
If it was just a cabin
continues, my friend.
And I was just living there with
I
nothing.
fought wars in Afghanistan, Mozambique.
You know, it's funny,
Eritrea,
like,
and Chad.
the two weird states, Alaska and Hawaii, like, 99% of people would be like, I'd rather live in Hawaii than Alaska, but I look at them, besides the weather, as very similar. They're, like, very separate from everything else. It's very difficult to do anything. I have a friend who lives in Hawaii, and I ask him about, like, just the everyday life. And he's like, I forget what island he's on. He's on one of the smaller islands, and he's like, we have a really crappy movie theater that plays, like, one movie that's, like, super late. Like, it's not a new release. It's, like, weeks or months later. So he's like, yeah, I wanted to see whatever new, like, Oppenheimer. I think it was Oppenheimer. And he was like, I literally got on a plane and flew 30 minutes to another island to go see Oppenheimer. And I'm like, wait, what?
Wow. I would just pirate everything at that point.
I mean, Oppenheimer's one of those movies that you do... I didn't see it in IMAX, but I saw it in the theaters, and I was...
Yeah, but would you get in... What do you say?
No,
a plane?
I would not.
Had enough yet?
To go see...
Oh, we're not finished yet.
Yeah. I mean, it's only a 30-minute flight, but it takes a lot to get me in a plane, because I just don't like flying. It's super annoying. Everything about it's annoying. So it's got to be something really worth it, like a long trip or something like that.
Strong man.
So yeah. Anyway, to finish my thing, I find it even more annoying to live in Hawaii because, like, all the islands are separate and, like, there's, like, certain times for ferries or certain times for these little flights, whatever. I would rather live in Alaska, even with the weather being way worse.
Hawaii would be infinitely worse in my opinion because also not only is everything inconvenient and sucks, but there would be a million tourists all the time that suck too.
And everything is really expensive in Hawaii, obviously.
Alaska, no one wants to go there, so for people like me and Spencer, it'd be cool.
I can't imagine that in Alaska they would, like,
he's agreed to purchase this new nuclear weapons system.
Have
the Hind was just a down
high cost of living.
So
you're in this for the can't imagine.
I don't.
Because then really no one would live there,
I want
right?
Russia to be reborn.
Like if they brought like a Costco or a Walmart there, and I'm sure there's obviously some there, they would like not make them like super expensive because then people would be like, okay, I'm just gonna go move to the mainland. Whereas in Hawaii, because of the weather, they can be like, yeah, we have a Costco here. Everything's like 2 times as much. People would be like, well, it's cost to live in Hawaii. So yeah, give me that Alaska. I'll visit Shadow Moses. Can you not stare at me?
You okay, Snake?
Yeah. Nothing new to report.
Snake, is there anything I can do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My arm
Don't
hurts.
kill me.
Yeah.
Poor Snake. I'll increase the level of painkillers in your blood. Snake, put the controller up against your arm.
Thank you, Naomi.
What?
Don't worry. It'll feel good.
Trevor's actually doing it.
Okay. Here
My
we go.
right arm. Because I've been mashing so hard.
How's that feel, Snake? A little better?
So much fourth wall breaking in this game.
I stimulated your muscle fibers with the nanomachine cilia. That's about all I
That
can do
was
for you.
a sentence full of words, I gotta
Please
tell you.
talk to me. Say something to take my mind off the pain.
What
I
can I
poisoned
say?
you with this really crazy nanomachine.
I'm not
You know that I
sorry.
hate you when I poisoned you?
Tell me about yourself.
Myself. That's a tough one.
Well, I effing hate you.
Family?
That's not a happy topic for me.
I don't have any family. No, wait. There was a man who said he was my father.
Where is he?
Dead. By my own hand. Big Boss.
That's really
Big
the
boss.
only way to.
There's no way you can know. It happened.
That's,
in
I mean, that's the
Afghanistan
natural
6
order
years
of
ago.
progression, right? Like, every man
Only Snake
should
and
have
I
to
know
kill his
the
own
truth.
father, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing.
Is it true?
I'm waiting for Ferris.
Was Big
He's gonna
Boss
turn
really
18 and be
your
like,
father?
Dad, it's time.
That's what he said. That's all I know.
And you were able to kill him, knowing that?
Yep.
How?
It's what we wanted. Me. And him.
That's patricide.
Yeah. That's the trauma of my life. Just like Mantis said.
Ooh.
Is that why you left?
Of any
Fox?
game that I want them to
Let's
remake,
just say that I needed to be alone.
I did
for
not
a
want
while.
MGS3
And Alaska
remake.
was the
It's
perfect
pointless.
place.
What they really should have remade is Metal Gear 2. Man, having
didn't
a
have a
full
real family
3D
either.
Fox Engine
Just a big
Zanzibar
brother
land would
put
be
me through
so
school.
cool.
That would be
Only
really
blood
cool.
related
That's
was
why,
much older than
again, they're only
Where is
choosing MGS3 and Silent Hill
dead.
2 to remake because
I'm
it's
sorry.
an easy basis.
Snake.
The original game is going to be so
there
similar
room in
into
your
the end
life?
product, and it's the
After
most
you've been through
famous.
as many
But
wars
man,
as
I really
me,
wish they just
it's hard
remade
to trust
Silent Hill
anyone.
1 and Metal Gear 2.
Friends?
Or Metal Gear 1.
Roy Campbell.
Yeah,
I think Metal Gear 1 is like
You're still
too
calling
simple
me
of a
friend?
game to remake and
Is
like
that it?
charge like.
See, I
full
know
price for it.
literally nothing
was
about
mother.
Metal Gear 2, so that would be really cool to
Frank
see.
Gator.
Isn't Metal Gear 2 literally the game
Big
in
Boss is the most
which
trusted lieutenant.
Snake
And the
kills
only member
Boss,
of
or
Foxhound ever to
is that Metal Gear
receive the
1?
codename Fox. Gray Fox.
Yeah, Metal Gear 2, you kill Big Boss.
I learned a
So
lot
spoilers for people that care about the series that hasn't
Didn't
played
you try to kill
MGS5.
each other?
But in
It's true.
Metal Gear 1,
did.
you
In Zanzibar
kill
land.
Big Boss,
But it
but
was
then he
nothing
just shows
personal.
up again
We
in
were just
Metal Gear 2.
professionals on
Based-
opposite
So
sides,
to
that's all.
alleviate
And
this
you still call
grievous
yourself
plot
friends?
hole, which could have been easily explained by,
War is no
you know,
reason to
him
end
not dying
friendship.
or something like
That's
that.
insane.
I first
The
met him on the
big boss
battlefield.
that you kill in Metal Gear 1
He
is
was
actually
being held a
Venom Snake.
prisoner of outer heaven.
I literally sent
He
that
didn't
as
look
like
a prisoner to
a
me.
joke image to our
was
Facebook
also
chat today.
Yep,
Cool
literally
and
today.
precise. I was still
It
green,
all comes
and he
it
showed
all
me
comes
ropes.
back.
You knew him well?
No, We never talked about our personal lives. Sort of an unwritten rule. The next time I saw him on the battlefield.
Well, and what about your other brother, Snake? Solidus from MGS2 is also Snake's brother, like Liquid, right? Or
another clone,
yeah. I kind of forgot if he was like a semi-clone or whatever.
Makes no sense.
It's hard to remember because they all look so different, but Solidus is like easily the most.
I think so too.
He looks exactly like Big Boss when he was
How do
older.
you explain the ninja's
And Snake
behavior?
kind of looks like him, and then Liquid doesn't look like Big Boss at all.
Right.
But apparently
Like he
Liquid has the
predisposed to
recessive gene,
violence.
so I guess that sort
You
of
really
makes
like
sense.
talking about genes.
But I don't know how you
Why did you
clone
get into
someone,
genetic research
use the recessive
anyway?
genes, and then they look completely
I
different.
never
I'm
knew
sorry,
who my
but
parents
the-
were. Or even
The
what they looked
literal definition
like.
of
I
the
guess I
word
got into
clone
genetics because I
is
wanted to figure out why I am the way I am.
clone.
I guess.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't clone
I
a
thought if I
sheep
could thoroughly
and then be like,
understand
oh, it has
DNA,
black wool,
I
look
could
at
get back
that.
my
Like, that's
identity.
not a clone then.
So I
thought
guess
that by
the
analyzing
the
a
easiest
person's
example would be
genetic
like, you know
I
how
could retrieve the blank spots in that
Ferris,
person's memory.
like you're obviously like an Aryan white
We're not
guy,
sure.
and
But we
Ashley
know
is a
that a person's
Latino
genetic
woman.
fate
but,
is determined just by the sequence of the four
Ferris
races
looks
in their
pretty
DNA.
much exactly like
So what
you.
about
Right.
But imagine if you
You know my
cloned
DNA sequence, don't you?
Your
Ferris,
fate?
used the recessive genes, and now she looks like, or he looks like
sorry.
Ashley now.
I have
Yeah.
I guess that's how it works.
I guess. Like,
You're a
yeah, I could
scientist,
see
not
it.
a fortune teller.
I'm not going to pretend I understand it at all.
It's not like Shima knows either. It's all pseudoscience.
Right, true. And especially 20 years ago.
Oh, he's doing the thing.
Stop it! Damn it!
So based.
He's doing the patented poo maneuver. Do you think Meryl's into that? They have to deal with it. He constantly craps himself.
Yeah, what does he have, like Crohn's disease?
Yeah. Do you
I
think-
mean, that's fine. People do have to deal with that in life, but like,
Do you think Meryl likes?
oh my god.
Hey, I'm here. Where?
Alright, so since this is
It's me.
ungodly long,
Otacon.
after this segment's
Wow.
over, I'm gonna
They
call it
even
apart.
captured you.
Spencer also has to finish the
Get down.
Also, we did a lot of gameplay this sit down.
I did some backtracking. I got caught like 3 times,
Is that how
and
you
I
ask
did
a
one
guy a
boss.
favor? Let me go.
Dude, why do they make Snake such a psychopath in this?
Does he
remake?
do that in
No,
the
he
first one?
doesn't. Why is he such a psychopath?
Also, he's like, Hal didn't get him like
Jeez.
stuck
It's like
in
an
there.
animal's cage. What a smell.
Otacon, Snake looks good, but Otacon looks so bad. I don't know what it is.
It's the
I don't know.
Darwin
He looks older than he does in MGS2 and freaking 4.
He looks older than he
Don't
does.
hurry
Yeah,
up
in
and
4.
get me out of
Right.
here. I'll be laying next to him.
Like, he looks like he's
Those
like 50,
bastards.
like gray hair, everything. Like, it'd be
This lock won't
fine
open
if he
with a
didn't already
security card.
exist,
You need a
but...
key like the soldiers carry. So what are you doing here then? I thought you might be hungry. If you need more food, I can bring some more later.
Here's ketchup, dude.
Also, I got you this level 6
Convenient.
card. It'll get you out of that torture room. Here, take this too.
What do you
What's
think's gonna
this?
come out first? The Silent Hill
It's
2
a
remake or
handkerchief.
GTA 6?
I got it from Sniper Wolf.
Apparently, the
Why?
Silent Hill 2 remake is supposed to
I
come
don't
out
know why,
Q1 or
but
Q2 of next year.
She's nice to
we'll
I
see.
do not believe that.
Sounds like Stockholm syndrome.
I don't understand why a remake of a
I was
game that's
taking
going to be
care
so
of the
similar to the
dogs
original
here.
anyway is taking so
After
long.
the
to-
terrorists took
Why
off,
does
they were planning
Bloober
to
sucks?
shoot all the
Also,
dogs.
like,
But Sniper Wolf
how
stopped
often
them.
does a game come
She
out
even let me feed
where
them
it's
when I
like-
asked.
the release date is announced and like
She likes
there's
dogs.
I don't know.
I just
She
do
must-
not
Usually they
see
give
Silent
three-
Hill 2
3 to
games.
6
Please don't
months.
hurt her.
You know?
GTA 5 is not
She's
coming
the
out for
one
2
shot
years.
Well,
More
all
realistically,
I
probably
can
like
do.
22 months.
they're planning
Or
to launch a
23 months,
nuke.
maybe.
I've got to stop
There's
them.
no way that Silent Hill 2 is going to get
Then
delayed
you'll have
that
to get
long.
past the communications tower. First, you have to get me out of here.
Dude, Snake.
Why?
Why
Come
did
on, I'm
Silicon
trying
Knights
my
make him
best.
so weird?
That guard's got the key. You'll have to take him out.
Give me a break. I'm no soldier. I can't take anybody out.
You have to.
I'll be killed.
He's coming back.
Oh, jeez. He's coming back. See you later.
Otacon does have the ultimate cheat device. Like, you could take someone out. Just get like a hammer or something.
That's better.
Hello? No. If you look at Snake, his head is propped up. It looks so stupid.
I love it.
But Johnny is a ginormous idiot.
What the hell?
What happens if you don't use the ketchup?
You have to go back into the torture chamber. It just happens over and over. No, Johnny! He punched me!
And canonically, Johnny can't die. Because you don't have a gun.
Yeah.
Kojima knew the whole time!
Hey, he did the pose again.
Kojima-san, why are you such a genius? Gib everything.
Thank you for leaving all my stuff right here.
Jam it.
I don't know what you do if you don't have chaff grenades. There's that thing right there.
Can you shoot?
Oh yeah, you could probably shoot it.
Okay. And there's no one else around, so. Oh, thank goodness that this security camera, for some reason, doesn't record the freaking elevator. That's...
So, in your inventory...
That's like having a, Oh.
Nice time bomb. Let's, throw that away. Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
What?
I pushed A for the chaff grenade.
So if you... I did not remember that. So if you don't do that, do you die? Or does it just take a lot of damage?
Ocelot.
You die, yeah.
Wow.
You'll pay for that.
So the really weird thing is
Pretty damn cool.
So I didn't realize that when I was playing it the first time. I guess I should have done this, but I just didn't want to die later. But Ocelot calls you about that time bomb. It's like, you have something in your inventory, throw it away. So I do not understand what the deal with that time bomb is.
Wait,
yeah.
Ocelot calls you, or
yeah,
the Colonel calls you?
It's Deep Throat calls you.
What?
I don't know.
That's very confusing.
What's up, Snake?
Tell me a proverb.
Yeah, it's definitely... I'm pretty sure I remember this right. It's not Master that calls you, who is, spoilers, Liquid, but it's definitely Deep
The
Throat.
Chinese say it is the strong swimmer who most often drowns. It's because the strong swimmer overestimates his abilities and underestimates the strength of the river. You're probably quite used to the mission now, but don't get careless.
Thank you, Mailing. We appreciate the proverbs to end our sit-downs. Alright, guys, so I gotta be honest, at this point, I don't remember what we do next. I know we fight Raven, I know we fight Sniper, I know we fight a helicopter, but I have no idea the order of what we do.
The immediate next thing is the helicopter.
Ooh!
In fact, when I was practicing this, because I just skip all the cutscenes, I got past the helicopter, and it took me less than an hour. I was like, okay, I guess that's good.
Yeah,
but I literally, for what I practiced, I did 1/4 of it.
Oh my god. Alright, guys, we'll see you next time for some helicopter fighting action. Bye-bye.